Martial Arts Chat podcast is sponsored by A1 Fight Gear. A1 Fight Gear uses the latest cutting-edge boxing gloves for professional and amateur fighters, gym enthusiasts and kickboxers. Local and national gyms in the UK, do yourself a favour and check out a1fightgear.com. And if you're wanting to get into shape, get back into shape, then go to beastgear.co.uk. Use the coupon code MartialArtsChat to save 15% off your purchases. They've got core sliders, straps and barbell pads and complete strength and conditioning programs to suit your needs. We are also sponsored by Feel Supreme. FeelSupreme.co.uk offers CBD oil and natural nutrition. They will assist your progress in diet and lifestyle. Natural supplements and complementary services such as yoga, mind coaching and weight cutting programs. Finally, we are also sponsored by World of Martial Arts Television. WOMA.tv produces, finds, acquires, commissions and presents all you ever wanted to know about martial arts. Hello, my name's Chris Allen and this is the Martial Arts Chat podcast. Today I'm being joined by one of the UK's biggest name in the BKB world. He's done it all from serving in the forces to now fighting there without the wraps on, bare knuckle. It's Mr. Tony Lafferty. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, really good. Have a good Christmas and all that jazz?
Mate, I work in the railway, man, so I was grafting and I was working, so usual.
Working Christmas Day?
Yeah, mate, yeah. I mean, railway, Christmas and New Year's big time for us, man, so you be just graft all the way through, you know, so Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, all the way through, man.
Bloody hell, so see, to be honest with you, you probably prefer being in that ring, don't you, opposed to being out
Yeah,
there?
man, it's a wee rest, to be fair. Yeah, it pays the bills, so it's worth it, you know.
I hope they gave you double bubble, mate. That's all I can say.
Oh, God, aye. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's what I like about it.
Hey, it's better to be working, I guess, than not working, isn't it? But I know,
Oh, God.
I think I've seen from some of your pictures, I might be wrong, not that I'm stalking you. You've got a family, haven't you, yourself?
Well, no. I've got it's just me and I've got my girlfriend. Yeah, but it's just me and my sister.
Oh, I must have been thinking of that something else then. Oh, right, okay. So it's not as if you're leaving all the screaming kids at home sort of thing to get away from it all.
No. Unfortunately, I've not got any yet. So
But don't say we're the same age, mate. We've got plenty of time. Don't worry.
yeah.
Exactly, mate. Well, you're definitely doing the right things to set your career up at the moment. You know, obviously you're still working a full-time job as well as training. So first of all, a lot of people out there think, a lot of fighters like yourself, because you're in a big organisation, BKB,
Yeah.
they think, oh, well, they must have a nice cushy life, you know. But
Oh
explain.
God, no.
So so how do you balance it? You know, how do you balance your going to work with, hopefully you don't get hit, obviously, but if you do, with bruises and stuff like that, you know, and
Yeah.
also having to train full time as well.
Well, I mean, luckily my bosses and the people that I work with, especially now, I mean, the sport's growing really big. And it's a lot of people are starting to open their eyes to the sport. It's getting a lot more recognised,
Yeah.
thanks to Jim and Joe at BKBTM mainly, to be fair. So they're quite understanding, to be honest. My bosses are quite understanding, quite supportive. In fact, funnily enough, my two bosses in my department are actually the two guys that walked me out for my fights, because we served together in Afghanistan, we served together in the army. So, and they specialise in materials in the railway, and they got me in it as well. And I'm an overhead linesman, that's what we do. So yeah, they're very supportive, luckily. So they don't beat me too hard when I'm at work, you know what I mean? So they're understandable. After my fights, obviously, I usually break fingers, break hands, broken noses, broken jaws. Usually need stitches or glued up somewhere. So my bosses are quite understanding. They give me a couple of days off
Well,
before I
it's,
go back.
at least you're not in a customer facing role, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, luckily, construction and railways, I mean, it's quite handy for me with the tattoos anyway. So yeah, it's quite, yeah, it's fine. I don't need to be in a good mood, and I don't need to look that great. So it's okay. It's all good. I'm in the perfect job, really.
You just hide out on the railway, you know, and no one
Yeah,
can see
that's
you.
it, mate. I just hide and skive.
Do you find yourself on the railway sometimes, like, I don't know, during a break, or you might see something heavy, like you somehow incorporate a bit of training in when you're working, sort of thing?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, it's quite a manual job anyway. We work a lot with steel, SBS, and a lot of materials that builds the railway basically. So yeah, I love a wee bit. It's free fitness the way I see it.
Yeah.
If I've got a hard job to do, it's just a free bit of fitness. You know, I just get a wee pump on.
That's it. That's the way to look at it, and you're getting paid, so it could be
Yeah,
worse.
exactly, man. Yeah, I've got a good life, man. It's all good.
You're not paying someone to train you. You're doing your training and getting paid at the same time. It's a bit of a dream,
Yeah.
really.
Oh God, exactly, man. Yeah, definitely.
And obviously, and for us Southerners in the UK here, okay, I don't know where you're. I know you're in Dover now, I think, aren't you, or something like that?
No, well, I was on my last job was with Eurotunnel in Folkestone. So I was based in Dover, and that was actually my original boxing gym as well, Fighting Fit in Dover. With Wayne Morley, he actually got me started in boxing. But now I'm based in Newport in Wales. I'm on the big OLE project here, so I'm here at the moment. I tend to travel, typical railway guy. I go wherever the project is. So
Yeah.
at the moment I'm in Wales.
But what I was going to say is, I say you've probably been toughened up. I was going to say that stereotypically, I was thinking you lived in Scotland still. Like working on the railway in those sort of winters is
Oh,
nice.
I'm
That I
too
say so,
soft,
so
too
us
soft.
Southerners down here, I was going to say that must have toughened you up enough. But it must feel
Yeah.
like the summer
Well,
holidays now for you down here.
yeah. Oh, you know what? It's actually the closest weather to Scotland I've ever had is in Wales. It's pretty brutal, man. I mean, you've got every season in one day, man. One minute
Yeah,
it's sunny, next minute it's fucking pissing and rain. So,
yeah, mate. It does rain in Wales. To be fair, it's
oh,
always raining in
no.
bloody
See
Wales.
that? I mean, I worked in along Scotland as well on the Egypt project, the Edinburgh Glasgow insulation project. So, I've worked in Norway as well. That was bloody freezing. So I've worked everywhere.
I
And
know.
it's quite a physical outdoor job as well. So it does help. It toughens you up a bit.
Yeah, man, you Scots, you're tough enough as it is, mate. We've seen how many
Yeah, I
how,
mean,
how
it's
many how many Scottish fighters we got going around the ranks at the moment. Small.
well, yeah, no many as to be fair. There was in BKBTM there was me and Mark Navarro, but unfortunately Mark parted ways with BKBTM a little while ago because he's a prick, basically. um,
Fair
me
enough.
and him don't see eye. Me and him don't see eye to eye, to be fair. But yeah, so I'm the only one at the moment, which is it's a weird one, man. Because I mean the Scottish are quite a tough breed. Um, but there seems to be not that many at the moment because I think it's obviously huge in England,
Yep.
massive in Wales. I mean, I'm in Wales. I'm friends with the Welsh fighters. I'm like an honorary Welsh guy at the moment. So some great fighters for Wales. You know, they've got a great history. And we're starting to get a lot more of the Northern Irish lads in, and obviously the Republic Island lads as well, which is good. But it seems to be, I've kind of took it upon myself next year to kind of bring BKB to Scotland. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best to try and be the face of bare knuckle boxing in Scotland, just to try and get some lads in. You know, even if lads for Scotland want to get involved just to fucking knock me out, as long as they're getting involved in the sport, that's the main thing. You know.
No, that's it. And I know Godbeer is not initially Scottish, but he was Mark Godbeer. He lived in Scotland for a while, didn't he? And
Yeah,
he's doing not too bad on the boxing, the bare knuckle
yeah,
scene at the
yeah,
moment.
man. He's smashing it over in Valor. He's a good guy, Mark. He actually sponsored me. No, I mean, he obviously he appreciates how hard I fight, so he sponsored me for my last fight, which was really kind of man. He never had to do that, so he's a big supporter of the sport, and he's smashing it over there, isn't he, in
Yeah,
America?
man.
So
That's it, mate. That's it. Won't be long to you there, mate. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to come to that anyway in a bit. But what I was
yeah.
saying about the fighters coming out of Scotland, I mean, obviously in the BKB world, but generally overall, like look in the UFC and Cage Warriors and the mixed martial arts world, for example.
Oh
There's a
God,
lot of Scottish fighters coming through now.
yeah, big time, man. I mean, I used to. I'm from Stirling originally, and I used to when I was up in Scotland last. I was training at MXB in Stirling.
Yep.
Under Adam Stevenson, who's an amazing coach, one of the best coaches I've ever had, to be honest. It really helped me a lot. And then, so he's training a lot of good fighters right there. You've got Chris Duncan, who's
Yep. Bellator
smashing.
debut soon.
Yeah, man. He's fought for Bellator
Oh,
already.
his second fight, sorry, in Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, he smashed his first one, man. He not. I think it was Dublin. Was it Dublin?
Yep. He's fighting in
Yeah,
Dublin in the next fight. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he smashed it. I was lucky enough to be able to. Because I was training under Adam Stevenson, I got to train with Chris a little bit. He's a great guy. I mean, his dedication to the sport is unrivaled. You know, he's being guided very well by Adam, who's an amazing striking coach, all round really. But I mean, Chris he's like a walking fucking lung, man. He's just
Yeah.
he's so dedicated, man. It's good. It's good to watch. It's good to be around those sort of guys, you know. Which was good for me, definitely.
Yeah, mate. Like you've got the other MMA guy, Paul Craig, from Scotland. He
Oh
just he,
yeah,
he just he
yeah.
just drew with one of the best. Well, arguably drew. He could have maybe possibly should have won that against Shogun, one of the biggest names in
Yeah.
MMA.
I mean, he used to come in to MXP as well to train with Chris, which was I was pure starstruck when I seen him in the changing rooms, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
man,
good.
you got some good guys up there, mate. You can really know. I've met quite a few of your guys. I've met like Chris Bungard, Paul Craig.
Yeah,
People they're good, really good guys, mate. And I said there's from all I always say to them is like you're from this small little island, well not island, you know what I mean, of Scotland, yeah, part of the
yeah,
UK, small island. Look at the talent that's coming out of there, like, and including yourself being the face of BKB. Like, how does that feel, as a Scotsman yourself? Like, how it's this small little place is just getting so many decent fighters just coming out of there.
yeah. You know what? I think it's a pride thing.
Yeah,
The
Scottish
Scottish,
pride, man. That's it.
yeah, that's it, man. And probably because I've always had small man syndrome, man. I'm only 5'10". I mean, so I think it's just a pride thing. I mean, we're very much for a young age, but especially myself being for the Argyll and Sutherland, there's 5 Scots, like the military. So for a young age, it's been drilled into us that we need to be better than English, basically. So
It's the ongoing battle, isn't it? Look,
yeah, so I mean, yeah, like I say, the whole time in the army, we were punished extra hard because we had to be better than the rest of the regiments, you know. And I think it just stems from there. We've just got it in our heart, in our head that we need to be tougher than everyone else. I actually remember when my Sergeant commanders used to beast us on exercise, and they used to say, you need to be better than the fucking English." And we were. I mean, we'd train harder, we'd run longer, we'd stay out in the cold longer, we'd have less equipment. I mean, they'd give us less hot food. They'd made us tougher because as a breed, I think that's what. And maybe because I've watched Braveheart too many times, I don't know.
it's one of my favourite films, even though it's pretty
Oh, yes.
incorrect historically, but you know what I mean? It's all good.
I don't talk about that, man. So it's correct. Anyone else is correct.
Hey, at the end of the day, they beat the British. Mate, it's so embarrassing when I watch that film, being English myself, and thinking, what a bunch of assholes we were
Yeah,
back in the
man.
day.
Honestly, I can't watch it around English people. I just look at them and think, I fucking hate you, man. Honestly, terrible.
Oh, mate, I love it. I love the honesty. Man, it's fantastic. Yeah, brilliant, mate. But no, that's it. Like, I'm trying to build the bridge. I've married. My wife recently got married last couple of months. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah,
half Scottish, man. I'm building that bridge. I'm getting
yeah.
there.
But at least you've went on the good side, man.
That's it, mate. That's it. Hey, look, you've still got the Calcutta Cup in the rugby in the Six Nations twice for 2 years now.
Oh, there you go, something. And I'm just glad we're good at something, man. I mean, it's certainly no fucking football, is it?
Ah, mate. You're fighters, mate. You're fighting
Yeah,
pride. That's what you're good at.
yeah, that's it, man.
Pride
But
and
I mean, it does feel good, man. It's good. I think with the BKB career, man, I kind of fell in it. You know what I mean? It was just I didn't expect to to lead this. I mean, I started boxing late. I mean, I was only boxing. Well, I wanted to for years, but my dad was a boxer.
yeah,
Um, and he was a strange. We kind of ran away from him when we were kids. My mum took us away, and we were in hiding for a few years.
oh shit.
My dad was a bit violent, and he was a boxer, so my mum kind of wouldn't. I was always drawn to the sport, but my mum wouldn't let me go because she thought I'd turn it to be like him. So she kind of blocked me from boxing. But eventually I wanted to join the military, so I managed to convince her to let me go when I was 16 just to get fit for the army. And then, yeah, I'd done boxing for about a year. But once I joined the military, I never went near the boxing. It was just 9 years service. Because once you box in the army, that's all you really do. You just live in a tracksuit. And I joined the army, go to war. I never wanted to box. I wanted to serve my country. So it was only after I got out, obviously I was a bit older. So I just started a bit of the unlicensed and fighting fit in Dover. And then with Wayne Morley, and he guided me through there and smashed the unlicensed scene. It was just because Craig Aimer, who's a bit of a BKB legend, you know, Craig the Hammer Aimer, and he just so happened to be in the same gym, and I seen him, and I thought, fuck me, man, that guy's scary. It took me about 2 months to build up the courage to speak to the guy, and then obviously I watched all his videos, and then on bare knuckle, and then just kind of got into there. I think it was more of a challenge. That was it. I just seemed a bit more violent and I think with the whole bullying thing that I got when I was young, I always felt that I had to prove myself a little bit. I had to be a little bit tougher, you know.
You sure it wasn't the short man syndrome, no?
Well, that is it. I always, the worst thing is when I'm asked whatever height I'm at, I always round it up an extra inch, so I say I'm 5'11". I think it actually says it went on the TV on my fights. It actually says 5'11", but that's lies. I'm 5'10".
Yeah, I do not. I was reading a couple of things in you online, and it does. There's a few people. Hey, someone even said you're 34 to 35 years old, mate. I said, well, that's not very flattering, is it?
Oh, you tell me who said that because they're getting done, man. That's absolutely gutted.
So how much weight would you have to lose then to take on the featherweight champion Brad Pickett and BKP?
Not much, mate. To be fair,
Would you fancy that?
Fucking right, mate. Oh Christ, I've been asking for that fight for about a fucking year, man. Aye, of course. I mean, the worst thing. I mean, Brad. I used to watch all his fights, man. He's a legend. You know what I mean? He's so cool. So when he got to fight for the British, because when I fought Tyler and Johnny, and I mean, I was big. I was coming in heavy because, I mean, I've not really made it a secret, mate. My first 2 years in BKB, I was barely training. You know what I mean? Because I smashed that license. I was British champion, international champion.
Yeah, 9-1, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, and even that one defeat was because I got too cocky and never trained. But I was bad for that. I kind of got so cocky about how tough I was. I mean, when I was unlicensed, I was in the gym weighing twice a day. I mean, in all honesty, I was a fucking animal. You know what I mean? I was so fit. I got cocky, I got beat, switched over to bare knuckle, but I went through a bad phase. I was a bit of a party animal. You know what I mean? I loved going out at the weekend with the lads, and I wasn't going to the gym, and I was relying on my big heart and my big chin.
That's it. Well, it worked.
Yeah, I done all right. But there's only so much, there's only so far your heart can take you, So, I mean, I was coming in heavy. I mean, I was big. I was fighting at 77. I mean, I fought Tyler at 77, which is big for me. I'm actually a skinny guy.
5'10", yeah, that is heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a unit. But I was just in loads of weights and just smashing bags. I never really had much training. I drifted away from Wayne. I mean, he was trying his best to keep me in the gym, but I mean, I'm quite hard to control, man. I'm very much like, I'll do my own thing. You know what I mean? So I drifted away. I wasn't training, but I went into BKB anyway. So I was big, you know what I mean? I was heavy, but I'm an actually 73 kilograms fighter. Like, see, when I'm fit, I'm actually quite small. I'm actually a really thin lad. So Pickett was perfect for me. 69, 70 is my optimum weight because I walk around about 73, 74.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
cutting down to 70, 69 is perfect for me. So I was trying to get, but everyone was screaming for Pickett, especially when he got his first fight against, I can't even fucking remember, mate, but he done him anyway, broke his nose. And then, so he won the British title, but the thing is with me, and I think a lot of us feel that way, is obviously, I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck if you're UFC, I don't give a fuck if you're Glory, I don't give a fuck if you're Muhammad Ali, fucking Bruce Lee joined together. I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you've done, what your record is. I don't give a fuck if you're the Pope. You know what I mean? You're coming into BKB, you start from fucking scratch, mate. You know what I mean? So when he was getting a title fight, I was fuming. I've been there with broken hands, broken jaws, broken noses, getting fucking my face glued up for 2 years, and then you're getting boys getting title fights because they're ex-UFC. I don't give a fuck who you are, mate.
Yeah, it's the name. It's the name because it'd bring in the money, wouldn't it? Bring in the big names.
But I mean, unfortunately, that's combat sports for you, man. Yeah. So I was desperate for that fight. We all were, you know what I mean. But to me, to me, this is a new year. You know what I mean? The Tyler fight, I went in. I trained 4 times for that fight. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of people don't realise, how much my heart and my toughness has carried me over the 2 years. That I trained 4 times for that fight, and then I was actually out in the piss 2 weekends before the fight. You know what I mean? Like typical Scottish soldier, innit? But And I can remember being in the car with my best mate was driving me to the weigh-in, and I was sitting in a sauna suit and a tracksuit and a woolly hat in the car on the way to the weigh-in, eating a chocolate bar, smoking a fucking Marlboro. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing, Tony boy? And obviously I went in, and it was a good fight. You know what I mean? I fought hard, but obviously he done me. You know what I mean? Tyler's a skillful fighter, man. And he made me pay. He made me pay for my lack of discipline and my lack of training. It was a good fight. Didn't get me wrong. I fucking loved it, mate. I had a good time, man. But that made me realise, you know what? You're actually quite a good fighter, mate. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you should give this a go. So I trained a wee bit harder for Scott McHugh.
Yep.
And I'm not going to lie, I've told Scott this as well. I underestimated Scott because I just swaggered out of fighting Tyler Woodjaw and thinking, yeah, I'm the business, man. I'm quite tough. And then Scott hits hard on. Jesus. Yeah, I was not expecting him to be that tough. And obviously he's been on to be one of the top boys as well. You know, he's smashing it. But then Smudger, that was a wee kind of shock to the system for me, I think, because I had a really bad camp. Me and Smudger actually both had a bad. Smudger kind of inspired me a wee bit because obviously we spoke after. I mean, he was littered with injuries. I so was after the Ben Gumbrell fight. I mean, man ripped all my traps. Both my hands were all broken to bits. So I only really managed to get about 4 weeks training. But then Smudger was the same, you know. Smudger was littered with injuries. He was really suffering, man. But the fact that he went in there and he fucking done me, man. You know what I mean? He outboxed me. He was fitter than me. He just did everything right, man. And I said this to Smudger after, and I was like, mate, you just punched my cunt in, mate. You know what I mean? And it was like, and it actually gave me the kick up the arse that I needed. That I thought, after everything that Smudger went through for that fight camp, and he still went in there and produced the goods, mate. You know what I mean? Again, someday, I mean, I'm quite a handful. You know what I mean? And he just completely outboxed me, mate. And he looked beautiful in there. I was really proud of him how he fought in that fight. To be fair, he done really well.
Yeah, you could tell when I watched that fight, mate, and I could tell it wasn't the same, Tony Lafferty we've seen in the fights before.
Yeah, I was just.
But I'm not taking
was,
anything away from Smudge though. Like he had a very good jab that night, things like that, you know. And
yeah, man, he executed it lovely. You know what I mean? He had his game plan. But the thing is, I remember I said to all the boys, because I remember at this point I don't have a coach. I've just been training myself, man. So fucking, I mean, they executed it perfectly. And I can remember saying to the lads, all right, I'm going to go in there. You know, I'm going to try and box, because when I fought unlicensed, I was actually a really good boxer. But since I went back, because I had, I mean, I was like collapsed arches in my feet for 9 years in the army, so I was struggling to do cardio. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, my shoulders hurt, my hands were broken all the time. So I was really struggling, you know what I mean? So I thought, so I kind of started going to war all the time rather than working on my fitness. So I thought, right, Smudger, he's a great boxer, but he can go to war, man. And I thought, he's a bit risky, man. I don't really want to go to war with Smudge because he's a natural 80-kilogram fighter, so he can bang like fuck. So I thought, I'll try and outbox him. I've not done any boxing training, but I'll try and outbox the guy that's been training for fucking 12 weeks, you know? And oh yeah, so he smashed me, man. He did beautiful his boxing, as you know, and he poked big holes in my fighting style, you know what I mean? Because he even said to me after, he says, Tony, you should have went to war, mate, because you're more effective like that. I mean, you hadn't had to train him compared to him, which was correct. So that was the kind of kick up that I needed, you know what I mean? I spoke to Smudge after. He's actually, I mean, we're all good pals, me, Scott, and Smudge and that. And then I said to him, I says, mate, I mean, it did inspire me a wee bit. After everything that went through in that fight camp, he still produced the goods. And there's me being a little bitch about, you know what I mean, injuries and this and that. So I thought, you know what, get a grip of yourself, man. So, yeah, so since then, I mean, I've got myself a brand new coach, Stevie Sims, ex-Welsh and British champion.
Nice.
I've got myself a new strength and conditioning coach, Simon Taw, who owns a gym that we train at. It's kind of private members only gym. I'm the only fighter there, actually. It's more of a CrossFit, strength conditioning, combat conditioning gym, but I'm the only fighter based out there. I'm kind of the first one. I'm smashing training every day. My bosses are a lot more understanding. So yeah, for once I'm actually training like a fighter, like an actual boxer. So, and I'm noticing a big difference. I mean, my cardio's through the roof. I mean, I'm actually realising how hard I can actually hit now that Stevie's on my bag on my technique, my footwork, my hand positioning, working on the fact that I need to calm down. I get quite aggressive, but there's effective ways to use that, and we're working on that. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm hoping to be fighting in April again against a big name, hopefully, because I'm screaming out for a big name, man, because I need to kind of redeem myself after my last loss. So hopefully,
Who do you want?
any cunt. The bigger the better. I know that I can. I'm not naive. I know. I mean, I know how the fight world works. I'm not going to sit there and say I want a title shot. I fucked my chance at a title shot because I fucking lost. So I need to build myself back up. I mean, there's certain guys that are above me now because of my loss, and so I need to rebuild that. But there is some debut guys coming in who are big names in K1, kickboxing, boxing, and I tend to get the debut guys. You know what I mean? It's like I'm an unofficial gatekeeper of bare knuckle. You know what I mean? So I'm. There's a couple of names being thrown around, but I'm hoping to get a big name, man, because April, I'm just going to be a whole nother animal. I mean, I've managed to get this far in BKB, just being a bit of a lad. I just hop in the ring and fight any fucker, and I barely train. So nobody's ever seen how much of a fucking animal I can be. That's the thing. So I'm quite excited. I've not even started my fight camp yet, and I'm fitter now than I've ever been for any fight in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, mate, when you come back, because as I said, when we see you, people listen to that will probably people who listen to this will be quite shocked to hear you didn't train that much, as they can see how you go in
Yeah,
there and how
I
well
mean,
you can handle yourself.
yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, I've got fight in me, and I've always just kind of used that. So yeah, I'm buzzing, and even my whole mentality's changed. As to be honest, it's all down to my coach Stevie. He's proper old school, and it's all about like psychological warfare, and it's all about mentality when you're going to, and he's right. Obviously, being an Afghanistan veteran, I know he's right. It's just that I've never used it effectively before. He's installing the discipline back in me, which is good because in the gym I'm the sort of guy that if you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. You know what I mean? I will fucking skive like fuck. I will as soon as your back's turned, I'm skiving. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like. I'm a bit of a cheeky fucker, man. But you don't get that with Stevie. Honestly, the first session in the gym, we done some pads. I said, Stevie, do you want some water, mate? I'm going to get some water. And he was like, no. I was like, all right, I'm going to get some. And he was like, no, you're not getting any either. I'm not allowed water unless he says so. I need to work. I need to earn the water. If I'm a minute late, I get punished by 100 press ups. There's no fucking about with Stevie. You know what I mean? And also,
It's like being a boot camp again, back at having a
that's
drill
it.
sergeant.
That's it. And you know what? That's when I excelled. When I was in the military and I had the discipline, I excelled as a soldier. I excelled physically. I was a physical training instructor. I was a corporal. I was a sharpshooter, a heavy machine gun specialist. I was good. You know what I mean? I need discipline, but since I left the military, not having that discipline's affected me. But he's putting it back into me, which is good. It's perfect,
So, if you don't mind answering this question, so when you're obviously in Afghanistan and places like that, what
Yeah.
what different types of mentality do you get in from fighting against an enemy opposed to fighting against someone in a ring? Like, is it the same sort of mentality you put yourself in, or is it completely different?
Yeah, well, I do, really. Like I says, the last couple of fights I've let it slip, but was that when I was in there with my first BKB fight and then Johnny Lawson and Tyler and with Scotty, I liken it to Afghanistan. I mean, it's a fight and flight response, isn't it? Every human being has got that. 90% of human beings take the flight option, whereas soldiers and fighters and we fight. You know what I mean? And it's the exact same when it's a two-way range, man, and there's rounds coming past your fucking head and you hear the crack and the thud. You just kind of switch, and all that training kicks in. I mean, and they used to tell us before we went, oh, your training kicks in and it'll be like second nature. And then you think to yourself, I fuck up, you dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're starting out with a metal jacket, you can't.
How can you
But
how can you train someone to have bullets shot at them, I
exactly,
guess?
yeah. But then, boom, see, once it happens, I can remember the first time I came under contact, you know what I mean, effective enemy fire. And it does, it just kicks in, you just go numb and everything takes over. Suddenly you're like Superman, I mean, you're carrying about fucking 10 to 13 stone strapped to your body alone. You know what I mean? Before the rounds go past the range, you could barely even walk. But as soon as you start getting shot at, man, you're like fucking limp for Christie, man. Um, yeah, so it kicks in, and it's the exact same when you're in the ring. I like it. That's why I love going out to bagpipes. It's like the old traditional Scottish Highland regiments. I mean, you're going over the trenches through no man's land, led by fucking bagpipes. My great granddad was a bagpiper in the regiment. He led the regiment in World War II across no man's land. That was his job, my uncle served in Korea with Argyles. You know, it's like it's a lot. It's in my family. It's in my blood, I think. So to me, when I'm marching out, I've got my best mates carrying my flags, and the guys could carry my flags with my mates in the army. Like they served with me in Afghanistan, you know. And I've got the bagpipes, I've got my Glengarry, you know, my tail's waving at the back of my Glengarry, and I've got thousands of people watching me, and I liken it to war. I'm marching into battle, you know. So uh, I'm changing going to the ring. I'm well, and that's the difference. That's why I think people struggle with my aggression, and because I will. To me, it's not a boxing match. I stopped glove boxing 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Bare knuckle boxing is combat, and I will fight you until I'm unconscious, until you carry me out the ring, and that makes it between me and, I mean, it's 70% of the fucking fighters out there, I think.
That's it, mate. That's the mentality you need. You know, if you when you get in there and
Oh,
get hit, how many people do you see get hit and then they just turn into into like a 5-year-old kid again? You know, it's like, oh my, it's like you're the kid
yeah,
being bullied again.
yeah, that's it. And to me, I think, like, I mean, I got severely bullied for, fuck me, primary one or primary two, all the way up till I was 15, like, bad. Like, not even getting called a specky ginger kid, like Scottish bullying, like getting hit with fucking bricks and shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck it,
Like,
no.
like proper bullying. They do it properly in Scotland. But fucking, and that made me tough, man. You know what I
As
mean?
I say,
Like,
has that made you the person you are today, even if it wasn't
yeah,
unacceptable?
yeah, it was my mum. It was my mum, really. Um, she always taught me, like, bless her. The amount of times my mum used to beat the shit out of guys' mums. I've seen my mum used to beat her dads. You know what I mean? Because I was so timid. But she always used to fucking say, listen, stick up for yourself. Fucking, no, I mean, she always used to say, if you can't hit them, pick up the biggest fucking brick you can find and hit them on the head. You know what I mean? Saying that, I never done that. But yeah, it was my mum. I was raised with my mum. It was just my mum and my sister. So I think my mum and my sister were a big influence in my life, especially my mother. I mean, she raised me and my sister just herself. She was my mum and my dad. So she taught me to be tough, not physically in a fight, but I mean, mother had quite a hard life as well. Like my dad was an abusive heroin addict.
What town? Sorry, what town did you live in Scotland? What area?
It's,
Stirling.
it's Stirling, I
Sorry,
was
yeah.
born in the Raploch in Stirling. Um, so my sister's dad was an alcoholic and he was quite abusive as well. Um, like I says, my dad was a junkie, and then but my mum sheltered us. She took us away for all that, and it says we were in hiding for a while. My family kind of protected us, and my mum always protected us, you know. So she had a hard life. My mum had it really bad. So obviously, when you're looking at, I grew up looking at my mum, seeing she had 3 jobs, trying to raise. I had severe asthma, you know what I mean? I was ill all the fucking time, you know what I mean? She just looked after us. So looking at a woman like that, I had no choice but to be tough, you know, because it's my fucking mum. You know what I mean? Look what my mum done for us. So
You're the man of the
I'm
house,
never gonna.
mate.
Yeah, I'm never gonna grow up to be a wee fucking soft bastard, Emma. Because look at who fucking raised me. You know.
Exactly, mate. Life lessons, you know. Your mother taught you the right things, took you away from that mad world, because you never know,
Yeah,
you could have followed in your father's footsteps for all you
yeah,
know.
exactly. That's why she never wanted me to box. But she always used to say, like, don't. I mean, I used to come in and burst faces, crying. She used to say, don't let anyone see you. Don't fucking show them it upsets you, you know. And that still to this day, I mean, that's ingrained even in the fighting. You know what I mean? If somebody, I mean, I've had lads breaking their hands on my face, breaking my nose. I mean, Smudger fucking ripped my lip in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could feel it, and I never show. That's why I like somebody hits me. I like to laugh at them. You know, it's all mental warfare. And I mean, because I've done it. I remember I punched Johnny Lawson as hard as I could, man, and I felt my hand break right then. As soon as I hit him in the cheekbone, man, I felt my hand snap, and he just fucking looked at me, man, and then just walked forward and hit me back, and then I was petrified. I mean, I thought, Jesus fucking Christ, I've just hit this guy as hard as I can, and he's coming at me, and I was scared. You know what I mean? So that's what I like to do. If somebody hits me with the best shot, I fucking laugh at them, man, because it is a scary thing. You know what I mean? To be in the ring, because that's the difference between glove boxing. You know what I mean? Is like I say, it's fight or flight, it's survival. I mean, I could get hit with gloves all day. I could parry my shots. I could put my guard up, and I could conserve energy, like blah blah blah. But with bare knuckle, you can't do that because everything hurts, man.
Well,
Everything's a
sorry to
break.
interrupt. I know exactly. That's the problem, isn't it? But with the smiling thing, right? A lot, obviously, what you hear a lot of commentators saying is that when someone smiles, they're actually hiding damage. Like, so you can obviously completely disagree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, 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 exactly. But I mean, it's, I do it. I do it. I mean, I've had it where I've been really badly hurt, man, and I smile and laugh. But at the same time, I've had it where I just generally fucking enjoy myself, man.
That's it, mate.
It's weird, mate. It's weird. I know it sounds really weird. I promise I'm a normal person. Like on a day-to-day basis, I'm a cool guy, man. But in there, I just fucking love it, man. Like I can't. I mean, I just can't describe it. Like
Well,
being in combat. To me, it's that my happy time was when I was in Afghanistan with my brothers in arms, my best mates, side by side. Nobody gives a fuck about what clothes you've got, what car you've got. You all stinky piss and shit. You're all wearing the same uniform. All you've got is the food in your back, your body armor, and your weapon. It's like proper freedom, you know. Nobody gives a fuck who you are, where you're from, and it's like that in the ring. Nobody gives a fuck if you're English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, Mexican, American, what car you drive, what fucking. Nobody even gives a fuck what you're getting paid for that fight. When you're in there, it's just two guys punching fuck each other, and but it's fun. You know what I mean? It's bonding. I always say you're bonded by blood, you know, and you do. You know what I mean? You're with that person at their most vulnerable, just like in the trenches in Afghanistan. Like, I mean, I've got mates that have been side by side when they've been close to tears and they've been crying when they're scared for their life. And that's what it's like in the ring. You know, you're bloodied, you're battered, and you're with that person when they're at their weakest, and you share that moment together. I mean, it's combat at its rawest, I think. And I think that's why I love bare knuckle compared to gloved, because it's so violent, but it's so peaceful at the same time. I mean, it's a really enjoyable sport for me, I think.
I love it how you describe it as peaceful, man. That's
Yeah,
just the
it
best
is.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, even the fight with Smudger, I wasn't that. I would definitely not happy with performance, but you know what? That, like I said, Smudger inspired me because how fucking much, how hard he works, and also that was the first time in 2 years that I'd actually proper had fun in there, man. Like I was proper happy, even when he split me wide open, man. I could feel my skin flapping about, and I knew I was bleeding everywhere, but I just had, I was laughing. It was like two mates having fun together, like me
Yeah.
and him smiling at each other, and he hit me and I fucking laughed at him and he fucking laughed at me, and it was great. We had a good time, man. And it really gave me the passion back, I think, and that's what's kind of driven me now to just get my head down and actually train like a fucking pro fighter for the first time.
Yeah, man. Well, you should write a book, mate. And I've said it to a few fighters. You could probably easily write a book, you know, about from the age of 5 years old till now, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, saying that, I need to get somebody to remember it because I didn't even remember half it. Took too many punches, I think.
That's it. But no, but I think the best part of your story really is how you've had friends from Afghanistan who've gone from that to the boxing to walking you out to the ring. You know, that must just be, looking back at
Oh,
everything, to have those people still with you must just be incredible.
oh yeah, and you know what? It's not just the boxing. I mean, Mad, there's two of them, Mad Fletch and Magoo, man. They're fucking mad, but they're my best mates. You know what I mean? And they were mad in the army. I wasn't even that pally with them in the army. They were fucking nuts. Even in the army, I was quite sensible, believe it or not. And I was very much a career soldier, and they were just wild, man. But now they're like my best mates. I go everywhere with them, and they're the ones that got me in the railway. I mean, and when my mother passed away last year, because I had to go back up to Scotland and help my sister care for my mum for a few months, and they were there for me. You know what I mean? They fucking if my mum passed away, I was on my arse. You know what I mean? Because I was in Australia, so I'd kind of had my savings and I'd packed my life away, and I was going to go and emigrate to Australia. You know.
Yeah.
And then obviously I got the unfortunate news about my mum. I came straight back and spent all my time with my family, and
Yeah,
I
good
was,
stuff, of course.
oh god, yeah, but I was on my arse, you know. I was fucked. I'd spent all my savings and I couldn't work, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I was having to. My sister's a nurse, God bless her. So she fucked me. We would have been fucked with it, my sister, man. So she done everything, but I was the cleaner, and then um, I was there for comical value, I think, to be honest, because I'm a bit of a funny cunt. I just there to make her laugh, and I used to, because my mum lost shoes to her legs, and I was kind of carrying her everywhere, really. And I was hard for my family, and my two best mates were there. I mean, after the funeral, and I was fucked. You know what I mean? They took me to Amsterdam just to cheer me up. You know what I mean? And got me back in the railway, because it's quite, once you leave the railway, it's quite hard to get back in. Because
Yeah.
I work at specialise in overhead lines, and they're bosses on the railway, and they were like, "Boom, get yourself back in there, son." So I'm back in my career. I'm earning great money again. My life's on track. I've got an amazing girlfriend. So yeah, they fucking sorted me out. They've always been there, not just in the fighting, but just in life as well. You know.
Yeah, mate. Obviously, your mother was a big part of your life, as you said before. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be where you are today. So, you know,
Oh
it's,
yeah. I mean, my mum even because I took a fight against James Lilly, just to take my mind off it. Because I mean, that's what people don't realise. Like, fighting's therapy for me. You know what I mean? And I mean, after Afghanistan in the army, I mean, I got out of the army and I struggled for the first 2 or 3 years with drink, and I was just fucking out my nut all the time. And I was just not a nice person, even like with women and my girlfriend at the time. I was a bit of a toe rag, man, bit of a shit cunt. And mum, bless my mum and my sister, they were at their wits' end with me, man. But boxing channeled everything for me. You know what I mean? I had aggression and rage, and I fucking hated everything. You know what I mean? I hated the army because I got kicked out. I got medically discharged. Because I got a lot of hearing loss for Afghanistan.
oh shit. Sorry to hear that.
Um, so they fucking done me, man. I
Do you
mean,
reckon
9
you'd
years.
still be there? Do you reckon you'd still be there
Oh my
today if
God,
that didn't happen?
Christ, 100%. 22 years, man, and I loved it. It was my dream job. I mean, I wanted to do it when I was a kid. It was I fucking loved the army, man, and I was good at it. You know what I mean? I was really good at it. And so when I got kicked out, I kind of went through a phase of just feeling a bit let down, because to me the regiment was my family. You know, it was my second family. It was our guy on Silver Henders, my brothers. You know, I would have died for that regiment. You know what I mean? In Afghanistan, I mean, I'd done some stupid shit, just thinking. I mean, you know what it's like at war, man. Yeah, I would have took a bullet for my fucking regiment. You know what I mean? Simple, plain and simple.
Yeah,
And
man.
to get kicked out after 9 years for such a silly thing. I mean, like I said, I was a corporal, I was a sharpshooter, I was a physical training instructor. I was a fucking much nuts. I was good. And to get kicked out because I failed a fucking hearing test was just heartbreaking.
Do you
You know
not
what I
look
mean?
back and think now, like maybe that was for your own good, like with the hearing
Oh,
thing?
fuck
Like,
that. Oh, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm buzzing now, to be fair. I mean, I wasn't a nice person in the army. I was very institutionalized, which is, I mean, the military's very, I've got nothing against it. I mean, I love the army, I love the regiment, and I'm proud that I done it. But the military is very good at institutionalise young men. I mean, I mean, they change you. You know, when I was 15, the thought of a fist fight scared me. Cut to being 2021 and I'm picking up fucking body parts and I'm laughing about it. That's not a normal transition for a human being. Like, they institutionalise you and break you down and take away that part of you and replace it with a killer and a trained soldier. But I mean, I always described it as like when I was 17, cancelled last year. When I was 17 and joined basic training, like I put down my civilian bag, let's just say that. And I was a fucking kid, mate. I used to get pocket money from my mum until the age of 16. You know what I mean? My mum used to buy my fucking pants, man. And then I
My
was
mum still
probably,
does, mate. I'm 32. Nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
mate.
Christmas
To be
has just
fair,
been, mate.
yeah, to be fair, that's it. You always wait for Christmas to get the good shit, didn't you? But I mean, that's it. I mean, I was mollycoddled, do you know what I mean? Because I was so severely bullied as a blue-eyed boy, you know. So then to do that, I put the civilian bag down, and then I had to become a soldier for 9 years, you know. And then cut to being, I think it was 23rd of November 2013. I was medically discharged. Know that I'm counting on nothing, but so and when I got out of that, I was a grown man. You know what I mean? I'd been to fucking war, man. I was functioning as an adult, and then I got kicked out. I didn't even get a handshake or a goodbye or nothing because I was based at the depot. I was training recruits, so I wasn't actually at my home regiment when I got discharged. And I woke up, packed my bag, walked out, packed my car, and drove out the barracks. And that was my last day in the army. I mean, I was a decorated fucking Afghanistan veteran in 9 years, and I literally just woke up, packed my bag, and walked out. No, thank you. No handshake. I still had my army ID card for fucking a year. You know what I mean? Didn't even. I still used it to get discount in Domino's. You know what I mean?
Classic. Yeah, my mate had one. We used to take him to Nando's all the time to get cheap Nando's.
I used to walk into Domino's with a fucking massive beard, and then hand this over to get a 20% discount. And they're looking at us and like, British Army, I need bother, you fucking dick. You've got tattoos in your hands, but it still worked. But yeah, so when I left, it's like you put down that soldier bag and then you pick up your civilian bag again. But last time I was a civilian, I was a fucking child. I mean, and that's the problem with the military. They're very good at making you a fucking wild animal when you need to be, but they're not very good at making you a fucking human being again. So when I got out at that age, I didn't know how to pay bills. I didn't know how to fucking council tax. I didn't know how to fucking shop. You know what I mean? I was getting 3 meals a day, man. That mean that I had a roof over my head. As long as I turned up with a nice shiny boots, my army ID card in my top left, my notepad in my bottom left trousers, and my fucking creases in my trousers, I was good to go, man. I mean, and then suddenly you're out, and then you need to function as a human being, you know. And I went straight to like a gym. I qualified as a personal trainer, and I went straight to Virgin Active as a PT, like a really posh health club in Guildford. And I'd spent the last 2 years training British Army recruits, so I was one of the most vicious cunts you'll ever meet in the army. I swore constantly. The word no was not in my fucking vocabulary. So when a middle-aged woman told me she couldn't do press-ups, I was like, what? And I mean, I was disgusted. I was like, what do you mean no? I said, and I mean, I used to be like, I'm not fucking asking you. I'm telling you, get it done, you cunt. But obviously, that doesn't go down very well in fucking Guildford Virgin Active Health Club, you know. So it was a bit of a shock, but luckily my mum my sister, my girlfriend at the time, and mainly my mum, because she's always been the, you know what I mean? You know you're fucked up if my mum told me, you know what I mean? Because I was a blue-eyed boy, I got away with anything, but if my mum says, listen, mate, you're being a wee cunt, mate, then I knew, right, okay, wind your neck in, mate, stop the drinking, stop being a prick, and, you know what I mean? And she encouraged me with the boxing, the discipline, it really helped me, and that's, boxing, I think, saved me, really, man, because otherwise fuck knows, I'd probably still be drinking. I'd still be suffering like a lot of my mates, like a lot of the lads from my regiment that are still suffering to this day. You know what I mean? Boxing's kind of sorted my life out, luckily.
Well, it sounds like it, mate, and it sounds like it's done you wonders as well. So what I wanted to know is, when you went into bare knuckle BKB, how did you
Yeah.
find the transition from boxing going into it? Because obviously you can't swing madly as much as you can if you want, but you're more likely to break a hand, aren't you?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Craig Amer was given, like I say, he's the one that kind of got me into it, along with Wayne Morley, because they two are friends. So he was. Craig's a very good tight boxer. His precision, his accuracy, he makes his shots count, and I'm a bit wild. But to be honest, the transition. Well, you've seen me fight. I don't
Yeah.
really think about broken bones, and I don't give a fuck. That's my problem. I've transitioned very easy because I'm quite an aggressive fighter anyway.
Well, one
So
thing I've
when I
noticed with you is to save, sorry to interrupt, to save broken bones, like, I'm not just saying it 'cause I'm not kissing your ass, but you probably throw the meanest body shot, mate, from hell. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that stops breaking hands, though, doesn't it?
yeah, but that's the thing. My body shots. My coach was saying this, Steve. I mean, my body shots technically are fucking shit. I've just got
They're
so
not good
much.
from where I'm watching, man. Jesus.
Yeah, I've just got natural raw power, but that's what we're actually working on. Proper. But because even he recognises this, your left body shot is fucking vicious. But
Yeah, it is.
yeah, I mean, I never really worried about. I've saying that my first fight was over. That was in Coventry. This was before the O2 days.
Yeah.
Um, that was over quick. First round. Once I hit him, he was because you get this. You used to get this a lot in the BKB before it got huge like it is now. Guys would. It was like a tough man contest. Yeah, I'll do BKB, but as soon as you're in it, mate, and you get hit with a bare knuckle. No, I mean, a lot of the guys are like, here, this fucking hurts, mate. No, so that was over quick. That he got fucking done pretty quickly, that boy. And then my second one was against Johnny Lawson, who is tough as fuck. But I was still very standoffish because I was still nervous because my first fight was over so quick. I considered Johnny my kind of first fight, and I was so nervous, and I was on the back foot, which I never usually am. And I was nervous about my hands and about getting punched because the last time I got punched bare knuckle was when I was 15 and I was getting beat up after school.
Hmm.
So I was a bit nervous. But Tyler was, I consider, my first fight because I didn't give a fuck. And I knew how sore it was. Johnny obviously hit me a good few times. So by that point, I thought, you know what? It's not that bad. My hands are broke. Fuck it. They'll heal. My face hurts. Fuck it. I'll be all right. So when I fought Tyler, I didn't give a fuck. So I was more comfortable. I mean, and so I was quite happy to drop bombs and I was quite happy to take shots. So yeah, I didn't really see the transition much. I mean, I'm very, like I said, I mean, I said this to Tyler after the fight, like, once you've been dodging bullets and bombs, mate, a fucking fist does not bother you. I mean, like, a lot of guys are like, oh, how do you do this bare knuckle? Mate, have you ever been shot at before? I mean, like, once you've had a fucking 7.62 round go past your head, I don't care about a bare knuckle, so it doesn't bother me. Like, broken hands, fucking
That'd be your
take
sort of war, wouldn't it? You know, go to Afghan, no guns allowed, just all bare knuckle
yeah,
fighting. You take
like,
that.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, you live for the moment. The adrenaline's so high in the fight that you don't even notice. I mean, that's a good thing. Now that I'm proper training with Steve, my precision, my
Hmm.
accuracy, my fitness is going to be good. So with me, I've never bothered about taking shots, and I've never bothered about hurting myself or hurting other people. So everything else is easy. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of guys go into BKB, or they don't want to break their hands, they don't want to take shots, they don't want to break their cheekbones. And I'm not just saying this to sound cool, man. I generally don't give a fuck. Like, you could hit me with a fucking pole and I don't care. I'll still keep fighting until I'm unconscious. So luckily that's the attitude I've got. Thank fuck. You know what I mean? Because it does help once you're in there.
Do you know what, there's one thing I'd love to see you do, and I'm sure you'd like to have a go at it as well. Have you ever had a look into that, if I've pronounced that, Lethway fighting as
Oh my
well?
God. I'm going next year to do it in Thailand.
Oh yeah, of course. I think I
Yeah,
did see some. You posted something about that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
mate. Man. That's
So for people who don't know what Lethway fighting is, mate, do you want to give like a brief description on the
yeah,
rules and all
of
that
course.
sort of thing?
Right, well, Lethway, it's Burmese boxing. Um, well, to them it's boxing, but to us it's kickboxing. It's basically it's an ancient martial art. It's known as, but widely considered the most violent martial art in the world, stand-up striking sport in the world. And it consists of, well, basically, it's easier to describe it like this. It's basically Muay Thai, but it's bare knuckle, so it's bare-fisted and headbutts are allowed. But obviously, Muay Thai is primarily leg strikes, clinch work, so the point system's heavily goes towards the kicks. But because in Burma, in Burmese bare knuckle boxing, i.e. Lethway, it's bare-fisted and headbutts are a weapon. So therefore, punches, elbows, and headbutts are higher strikes. So leg kicks aren't as popular. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's brutal. I mean, it's like I said, it's bare knuckle. All you wear is wrist straps. Just like we do in BKB, headbutts are a primary weapon, elbows, knees, kicks, bare shins. But also there's traditional rules in Lethway as I think it's round 1 to 3. If you get knocked out, your corner can like wave a flag, and they've got, I think it's 2 to 3 minutes to wake you up so
I
that you
love
can.
that.
That's it. Yeah, it's pure war. I think it originated. See, back in the days when the Burmese were at war with the Thais and the various border wars, and obviously the Burmese men were going to battle, like real pitched battle, and they were learning this is a martial art for war. So it wasn't a sport, it was generally they were going to war fighting with every single weapon. They call it the 9 limbs, because obviously like your punches, kicks, knees, elbows, headbutts is 9. So you're literally going in and they were fighting wars hand to hand as to the death, you know. So the Burmese have kept this traditional martial art going for a very long time, and it's huge across there. It's basically football's your national sport. Muay Thai is the Thai national sport, and Burma is Lethway, but it's also quite big in Thailand. So I'm going out to either Burma or Thailand next year for 2 months,
Nice.
um, to just live and train and fight Lethway.
Kick some trees.
Yeah, man. So I spoke to a few guys out there that are going. I still need to pick what gym I'm going to go to. So I'm going to get bare knuckle boxing matches out there. Some Muay Thai fights, some Lethway fights, and also some Muay Baran fights, which is traditional Muay Thai with the hemp ropes on your hands.
Because
Um,
I just not to interrupt you again. Sorry, but because we haven't mentioned it a lot. Like you've obviously, because people will be thinking, wait a minute, I thought it was BKB. You've got obviously Muay Thai and K1 background as well, haven't you?
yeah. I mean, I've trained Muay Thai off and on for about 3 years. I just love fighting. To be fair, well, no, that makes me sound like a dick. I promise I'm a lovely guy, but I just love
You like
combat.
competing.
Yeah, I love combat, and I think, like I says, I think it's a lot to do with I spent years getting the shit kicked out of me when I was a child. You know what I mean? And for two men to go into a ring and hand-to-hand combat, I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's amazing. Any martial arts, not just Muay Thai, Lethway, but MMA, judo, fucking kung fu, whatever you want to do, man. It's amazing. It's just, I love the fact that it's not a team. You know what I mean? I mean, I could go and play football. Obviously, I'm pretty shit, but I could go play football and I could have a terrible game, right? But my team could still win. But who wants to do that? Who wants to celebrate a win, knowing fine well that I've done shit? I want to go in there. If I win, I want to know I've done it off my back, off my own fucking blood and my own broken
Yeah,
bones.
mate.
If I lose, I want to know that I lost because I need to get a fucking grip on myself and train harder.
That's it. And it's even worse probably being on a team where you're the best player but you lose, thinking, well, why am
Yeah,
I? You know what I mean?
and that's the thing with martial arts. Is great. I mean, so I love everything to do with stand up striking only because I've no jiu-jitsu experience, so I'm like a turtle on my back, man. I'm useless.
So no MMA for you then, or is that something you've ever thought about, mixed martial arts?
No, you know what? I think it goes deep. I've done a bit of BJJ, and you know what? In fact, saying that way, watching Chris Duncan and watching Adam Stevenson and the boys up at MXB train, the shit that they can do is unbelievable. The way they string the striking and the groundwork and the wrestling together is fucking beautiful, man. It's a thinking man sport. It's amazing. I'm a big MMA fan as well, to be fair. But just it's a thinking man sport. It's BJJ. When you're on the ground, it's calm, collected, and I'm quite an aggressive person in a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I get so excited, and so I just love fighting. So I'm a stand up. Let's fucking drop bombs until someone's unconscious. That's how I've always been, and I'm
That's
not
it.
going to try and hide the fact that that's what I'm like. So I've
And you
stick
don't want
to.
to wear gloves either, do you? As well.
Oh no, that's it, man. I'm buzzing. I've actually got George Kalinsky, who does Toe the Line BKB magazine, online magazine. He's meant to be coming out with me next year as well, just to kind of document my journey and the Lethway and the Muay Thai, which is going to be amazing, man. And I've got a couple of guys who are filming a documentary with me for my next fight camp. So they were wanting to do a documentary about me and what got me into the fighting and just my journey, you know. So it's a massive
Nice,
year,
mate.
man. It's so exciting, man.
But when that's all done, let us know. We'll be happy to share that around, And anyone
Yeah,
listening, please check it out. Because
definitely. Yeah, I'll be sharing it everywhere, man.
well, the podcast channel, Martial Arts Chat Podcast today, is primarily based in Scotland anyway, so
Yeah,
it'll have a lot of followers up there as well for sure.
yeah.
And yeah, mate, you're definitely becoming the face of BKB
It's a good thing.
in the whole of the UK, not just Scotland.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a good thing. My mum always did say that I had the model good looks, so I think she was right. So it's good.
No, that's it, mate. That's it. But no, it's interesting. You've got all these different backgrounds and stuff. MMA is not going to be the one for you. That's fine. It makes sense from watching
Yeah,
your fighting style. I'm not saying you're not intelligent, but I reckon if someone I reckon people would see you fighting in MMA and they think, "Do you know what? We're just going to take this guy down, and they'll fuck with
yeah.
him for 3 rounds and
That's
just yeah."
exactly. You know what? Funny you say that. Me and the lads, we love UFC the game, and that's all they do. I'm good at the old striking, man. I'll punch fuck at them, but my mate Jimmy, as soon as I start battering him, mate, boom, straight in the ground. Even in a computer game, I can't even do BJJ for fuck's sake.
Quality, mate. But what
Yeah.
do you think about these MMA guys obviously coming into BKB? Do you find they've got the advantage or disadvantage, do you think?
I think that's the thing with mixed martial arts. It's a mixed bag. I mean, I think it depends on the individual. You can't blanket anyone, you know. I mean, if you look at Brad Pickett, oh, mate, legend. I love that guy, man. I can't believe I'm actually wanting to fight the guy. Just the fact I used to watch him when I was a kid is fucking mental. But I mean, if you look at him, I mean, people think he's primarily a striker. He's actually not. He's got more runs with fucking ground. Like,
Wrestling,
not,
yeah.
yeah, mate. He's not actually a heavy-handed striker, but I think it depends. Each individual's different. Everyone's got their own strengths. But I think a lot of guys will come in with a reputation with the K1, the Muay Thai, the MMA, and they'll see, oh, fucking. A lot of people think BKB is a Neanderthal sport. It's just fucking haymakers. To be fair,
Yeah,
I
but
did.
everyone said that about MMA when it first started.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think you just didn't know. It depends what the person's like, you know what I mean? But a lot of guys come in dominating their own individual sport and they go, right, I'm going to go in here and fuck this BKB up.
Yeah,
And they just don't realise what they're getting themselves into, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole nother kettle of fucking fish, mate. When you've got a bare knuckle in your face, I don't give a fuck how hard you think you are, mate.
yeah, and you've got to
It
be
really
accurate.
hurts.
If you're not accurate, you're
Yeah,
breaking
mate.
hands.
Yeah. I mean, look at, for example, a good mate of mine, James Lilly. He's like one of the lads here in Wales. He's 6-0 in BKB. He's a great good MMA fighter, good pro boxer, pro BKB, and he just fought Hibbert, who was a good gloved boxer, and you know our current world champion Tyler Goodjohn.
Yeah,
Hibbert beat him in the pro ranks. He actually stopped him. You know what I mean? And then Hibbert came into BKB. Love the guy actually. I met him in the last show. And then everyone was like, right, this is tense, man, because this guy beat our world champion. You know what I mean? And he came in and James Lilly just fucking schooled him, mate. You know what I mean? And it's a whole other kettle of fish. And and he actually walked out the ring and literally said, right, this isn't for me, lads. You know what I mean? Because 90% of gloved pro boxers, you know what I mean, they don't necessarily got what it takes to do BKB, because you need something in your head, you need a little switch in your head.
Well, there's 14 ounce of padding missing as well, isn't there? Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
that's it, man. You need to be a wee bit mental, I think. A
Well,
little
the thing
bit,
is,
but
in
good way.
boxing, you can take a few jabs to the face, and walk through it,
Yeah,
quite happily. But in bare knuckle, it's a bare knuckle jab hitting you in the face. It's
yeah,
different.
exactly,
You
man.
can't slip. You can slip the punches, but yeah, you can slip them off. But the thing is, with a bare knuckle, you're still taking that impact. Opposed to a soft
Yeah,
glove, which you could just brush off. It doesn't work like that. And I think, look at that Paolo. Was it Paolo Malignaggi when he fought Artem
yeah,
Lobov? He tried to
yeah.
box. He tried to box him like it was a 12-round fight.
Nah,
And that's where it didn't work for him.
yeah, mate. I've always said, like, what I love about bare knuckle, this is why I prefer bare knuckle to gloved, is because BKB is hard, fast, and aggressive, and that's the way a fucking fight should be. That's the sort of fight I like. Hard, fast, aggressive. Hit the guy as many times as you can, as hard as you fucking can, until somebody's unconscious. That's, in my head, that's the way a fight should be. You know what I mean? I'm not in there to dance about and fucking, you know what I mean, have a wee tickling match. You know what I mean? It's BKB is what it is. It's hard, fast, and aggressive, man. And that's why I love it. I
That's
mean,
it,
it's an
man.
art in itself, with the open palms. You can't just have your guard like a normal gloved fighter, because then obviously the bare knuckle comes through your guard. It needs to be open palms. It's just an art in itself, really. In fact, I'm not blowing smoke up his arse, but it's just because he's my mate. But see, if you watch James Lilly,
Yeah.
if you watched him in a BKB fight, his bare knuckle technique is fucking beautiful. He's got it down to a T. It's really nice, you know what I mean? Just to watch. Me and him are very different. I'm a fucking scrapper, but James is so technical, so precise. He drills things constantly, and his movement's lovely. Honestly, you should watch him fight. He's great to watch.
No, mate, both styles are great to watch. The scrapping style and because when you say the scrapping style, it's not like you're going in there just swinging haymakers. You're still being accurate and technical.
Yeah,
It's like you
yeah,
go for the more aggressive approach opposed to the, what's the thing? You don't landing multiple shots, isn't it? Like
yeah. I'm
just
not really a counter puncher. I'm more just kind of aggressive forward, but
body puncher.
it's yeah. But I mean, it's one of them. I mean, I'm adapting, and I need to use. I'm learning to use it a lot more wisely. I can be aggressive. I'm always going to be aggressive. I'm always going to be a march forward fighter. But I mean, I'm tightening my skills, my jab. I mean, I didn't even my coach says, he says, the only time I've ever seen you plant your feet properly in a fight is when you were fighting Scott McHugh and you dropped him 3 times. Know what I mean? He says every other time you're prancing about like a wee fanny on your tiptoes. You know what I mean? So it's things that I need to work on, but it's an exciting time for me. Actually getting a good coach to guide me the way Steve is.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's what you need behind you, a decent coach, mate. That is it.
Yeah,
And
everyone
it'd be
everyone
great to
needs a
see how you
mix
are.
with hockey, I think.
Would be great to see the improvements as well you've made because you're good. It's great watching you anyway, but it'd be good with this proper training camp behind you and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Seeing what the results of that on top of what you're already doing, it's
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
exciting stuff, mate.
And hopefully I'll get a big name and knock him the fuck out in April. Get myself a wee title shot. That's what I want.
That's it, mate. Fill those shelves up with gold for sure. Do you know what,
Yeah,
there's one question actually I want to ask a lot of the BKB guys. I've interviewed a few guys from Valor,
yeah,
and when I was speaking to Ken Shamrock as well, he was very adamant on how he didn't want wraps, on the guy's hands.
yeah.
It's bare knuckle. Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, a bare knuckle. Just because of the fact, I mean, I've fought before, because obviously, as you know, BKBTM, we just wear wrists, and it is bare knuckle. But I
Yeah,
thought before they changed it, where it was just one thin bandage across your knuckles. And then, to be honest, mate, it's, yourself, it's all the same. One thin layer of bandage is not going to protect your
no,
face. It
of
hurts,
course.
but it stops the wee dickheads on Facebook. Then let's be honest, the trolls, that's not real bare knuckle. And then you just think to yourself, right, hold on a minute, how about you drive to my house? I'll put on one bit of bandage, punch you in the fucking face, see how that feels, mate. Tell me if it's bare knuckle then, prick. But unfortunately, that's the world's full of internet trolls that just like to harass people. But you know what? It keeps it traditional. It keeps the people off your back. And to be honest, it fucking looks a lot cooler, man. See, just having nothing on there.
Yeah, mate. But also, if people are trolling you, mate, then do you know what? It means they're watching it.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. But I agree with Big Ken, and you know what? Jim and Joe for BKTBM, they've got the same point of view. Bare knuckle is the way forward. You know, as long as you're protecting the wrist, and you've got a little bit on the lower hand just to protect the small bones. But yeah, bare knuckle all the way, man, definitely.
Is that somewhere you'd like to go one day over to the States?
You know what? No, nah. I mean, I'm very loyal. And Jim and Joe gave me an opportunity when most people wouldn't. I mean, nowadays, I mean, the way I see it, before I got into BKBTM, I had an unlicensed record in 9-1. I wasn't even a pro boxer. And Jim and Joe gave me a chance because they seen that aggression in me. You know what I mean? So, nah, I'm BKBTM. I think maybe I don't know.
Hear that. It's good to hear, mate.
Yeah,
No, it's good to hear.
I mean, didn't get me wrong. I used to be, not that long ago, I thought, oh, Valor would be good, bit of extra money. But I just think the British BKB scene's hotting up so much. Jim and Joe gave me a good opportunity, man. And I think it's not about money, it's about legacy, I think. And I think if I fuck off anywhere else, then I'm going to damage my legacy. I want to be the best bare knuckle boxer Scotland's ever seen, and I want to be the British champion. I want to be the world champion. I want to be one of the finest bare knuckle boxers in British history, and I think that's a chance. I mean, there's a good chance of that. So I'm going to stay here and just keep on grinding, I think.
And what a time to be involved in it as it's evolving so quickly at the moment.
I mean, it's so huge now. It's so hard. I mean, you're getting fighters chomping at the bit to get in. So I'm very lucky. You know what I mean? I got in early. I've made my mark. You know what I mean? I'm classed as, well, some people class me as a BKB legend already. Saying that is mostly my family and my friends that say that, but I'm just glad that I got in at the good time and I can just, you know what I mean, I'm on the big stage, Wembley. I mean, I think there's a big announcement coming soon from Jim and Joe about television, about channels, about fucking TV deals that we're getting, so it's an exciting time. And it's Wembley, man. I mean, when I was getting the shit kicked out of me at 14, not ever did I think I'd be fighting bare knuckle in fucking Wembley. You know what I mean?
There you are, mate. Living the dream, mate. Living the bloody dream.
Man.
And anyone listening to this should be inspired by what you're saying as well, who might not come from a lot, you know, but then you don't have to be anyone. You could be anyone, you know? And as long as you get the right mind frame, the right mentality.
Yeah, man. Every time I see a little ginger kid with glasses, I think of us. You know what, mate? Don't worry, son. It will get better. I promise you, it will get better, man. You will get a girlfriend one day.
Oh, mate. He's sending a message to the Scots now. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. The face of Scottish BKB's coming, man.
That's it, mate. Can't wait, mate. This is Braveheart 2, you know, the return.
Yeah, man. Fucking Hamish.
Fantastic, man. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, Tony, it's been incredible speaking to you. Like, there's only so much you can read online, you know, and things, and I've learned a lot today about your life, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us, you know. So,
I loved it, man. I love a wee chance to talk shit, man. It's good.
No, mate, it was
love
great.
a wee chat, man. Thank you.
No, I love it. I love to hear about, you know, your backstories and where you come from, and no, it's just shows, mate. You know, as I said before, you don't have to be from a rich background or anything like that. You need to have the right mentality, the right drive, you know, and that's it, with the right people behind you.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I think the sense that's how the sport's going to grow. And I mean, like the biography that George done, and I think it needs to be personal. I think lads, especially in Scotland, lads need to get to know the fighter. It's all well and good seeing me in a ring soaked in my own fucking blood, you know what I mean? But it's a personal. You get to know the fighters. It's going to expand the sport. People are going to love it more, and you get to know people, and that's the main thing, you know, getting people into the sport at the end of the day.
That's it, and it's interesting you say you want, you know, get people into the sport, get into boxing, you know, and something your mother didn't want you to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, near the end, she actually said to me, she tried to convince me to go to fight James Lilly, but she'd slipped into the coma a few days after she said that. So obviously I wasn't going anywhere. But my mum always encouraged me, and I did say to her, I says, I'm going to be a British champion. I'm going to be a world champion. You know what I mean? I'm doing it for my mum. You know what I mean? 100%. She always says I could do it, so I'm going to do it for the old mother, you know?
I'm trying to stop you to do it to being one of your bigger supporters, mate. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly, man.
That's it, mate. You obviously did something right. As again, you had the right mentality. You did it in the correct way,
Yeah,
So
aye.
fair play to you, man. Well, I really can't wait to see you again next year. It's going to be
Yeah, man.
fantastic to see what you're going to bring to the table. From
Yeah,
what we saw
thank you.
last time.
Well,
So
hopefully after this I don't get fucking knocked out, man. That'll be embarrassing.
I'm sure
But
you won't. I'm
lovely to
sure you'll
chat
get
to
your
you,
you'll
man.
get your win, mate. You'll get your win, then you'll get your big name. I think.
Easy, man. I'll slip on 50 quid or something.
50 quid. Make sure
So,
it's not a Scottish note, yeah? We don't like them down here.
nah, they don't accept that, you bastard, man.
It's legal tender, man. It's all good.
Look,
Is there anyone, before I let you go, I know you've mentioned a few names, but is there anyone you want to shout out to, just to whoever got you here today, any sponsors that might be following you, and where people can follow you on social networks, mate?
yeah, well, oh God, I'd like to thank my sister, who is my biggest fan. Love her to bits, man. I wouldn't be here without her. Obviously, my mum, she's looking after me,
Of
man.
course.
My first ever coach that got me into boxing, Wayne Morley, fighting fit boxing gym in Dover, one of the best gyms in Kent. Awesome. My girlfriend Abby and my two best mates, Fletch and Jimmy Magoo. So, cheers for everything, guys. And also, add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, man, and just follow my journey. Cheers, guys.
It's going to be a great journey, mate, and people all do know your name already, even if you think they don't. You are a name
Yeah,
out there.
awesome, man.
So, yeah, can't wait to see what you've got to bring next year, mate.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, man. Cheers for this.
No, thank you very much, mate. Again, I really appreciate you coming on and giving us time to tell your story.
Anytime, mate. Anytime, pal.
Cool. Speak to you soon, mate.
Speak soon, brother. See you, mate.
If you've liked this podcast, be sure to subscribe on iTunes. We're live every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. talking MMA. Go to facebook.com/martial arts chat, give us a like there, and follow us on Twitter @martial arts chat.